Hey everybody, Benjamin from Beat Imagine Music Studio sharing with you this song called First Time Ever I Saw Your Face, performed by Bert Jansch from this album called Jack O'Ryan in 1966. I've been a fan of this song for over 20 years, and finally this week I sat down and mastered all the details of it. He's in a unique tuning. It's kind of a Celtic tuning, and that's kind of why I chose this song. We're getting close to St. Patty's Day, and we're in what's called Dadgad. So I got D, A, D, G, A, D. It's like a pedal tuning. The capo brings all those notes sharp. We'll talk about that in a moment. To get into Dadgad, what I do is I play the real D string, then I play low E and drop it till it sounds like D. Then I play the real D string again and play high E and drop that till it sounds like D an octave away. I play the A string, then I play the B string and drop that till it's an A, and now I'm in. And the way that to test it is I play this second fret note of the G string, and I get this strong D5 chord with all D's and A's. So I'm in that Dadgad tuning, I'm capo to the first fret, but then when I played along with the track, I noticed I still wasn't in tune, because Bert is not at the standard of 440 hertz. Instead, he's a little sharp. You know, he was probably just in the studio and tuned up and didn't tune to the piano and just thought it was fine, and it sounds fine to me, but to play with the track, you have to know how to tune to him. Now, one thing you can do, which I did at first, is I just listened to his first note, which is this, and I tuned up until I matched it. Then I tuned all my strings against that. Now, if that's difficult for you, though, what we can do is I'll play each note one at a time, and you can tune to me right now, but I'll also show you how I use the tuner to tune to this unusual pitch. Now, can you see on the tuner, yeah, that it says D sharp, but it's going a little bit this way. So once I realize that that string is tuned like that, I can tune all the strings, D sharp, A sharp, D sharp, G sharp, A sharp, D sharp, but all tuned a little bit sharp at that same location on the tuner. So let's take a listen, and if you can see the tuner, you can look at that as well. The low string, there we go. The fifth string, fourth string, third string, second string, and the first string. Okay, so now let's get into playing some of this. A lot of my technique involves my right hand playing the folk style, where my thumb controls the low three strings for the most part, sometimes plays the third string, and my fingers control the high two strings. Sometimes I might play the third string, might even play the fourth string, I forget. So this opening moment, you're holding this fourth fret note and this second fret note. It's kind of like a D chord. You play bass, then you do a pinch, play those two notes together. I probably talked to you before, if you watch my other videos, about how to do a pinch properly. You don't want to slam your fingers together. You want to have your thumb in the front and your fingers in the back. Notice that when I do that, my wrist doesn't pull away. I just close my digits, so. And then this moment, we start to get that Celtic cool flavor to it. Now, some people are struggling this week when I was helping them hold down these two notes at once. I find to have a bit of classical form where your thumb is flat behind wherever your middle finger is located. So in this case, the third fret away from the capo, or technically the fourth fret, my thumb nice and strong and balanced. You don't want to have this finger too curved. It's got to be fairly straight to be able to get both of these notes. So we got, you begin with a hammer, pull off, pull off. But that first hammer is kind of delayed. It's like, and then you move on to this, and now that's one of the trickiest parts of the whole piece, I think. My index finger does a hammer pull off on the third string. My index finger of the right hand plucks it, then my thumb plays the fourth string, then my index finger plays that third string again and hammers. So in slow motion, it's tough to get the correct rhythm in there when you play it slowly. That's how it is when you play it fast. You just have to work at it, and after a while it'll start to get into your fingers and you'll play it great. And then we have that other part coming up. Now, I am going to describe these fret numbers relatively against the capo, so it does get a little confusing, I know, but that's how the tab is going to look. So every number I say, if it's confusing you, just add one to it, factoring in the capo. So relatively, My middle finger's at the 4th fret, and then my index finger is at the 4th fret. I'm on the 5th string and the 1st string, and my pinky's at the 5th fret, and it's awkward, but that's what you got to do to make the music happen. And you do a pull off, then your middle finger comes over to the 5th fret, and your pinky comes up to the 7th fret. And again, these are relative, so literally my pinky's on the 8th fret, but we're going to think of it as the 7th fret against the capo, just so you can read the tab well. And then we go to, now this whole relative literal stuff is getting me a little bit messed up, but this would be the 9th fret against the capo, this would be the 10th, and then this would be the 7th fret against the capo. My ring finger on the low string, pinky on the 2nd string, index on the high string. We go to the open 4th string and the 4th fret of the high string. So I got my pinky on 7, my ring on 7, my index on 4. I like to keep my ring finger as I go to this next move. For some reason it just makes me more comfortable. My index finger is now on 5, my middle finger is on that low 7 of the 5th string, my pinky is on the high 7, and then I play open D again, or the 4th string, with the 4th fret of the 1st string and go. What happens after that? I forgot. Some of the stuff we've already seen. A little. I finally put that extra high string in this moment. Sounds so much better. And then. Now that lick is also found in the song called Black Waterside, which we'll talk about that sometime as the song of the week. Now that was the song that Jimmy Page from Led Zeppelin totally ripped off and put it onto the first Led Zeppelin album and called it Black Mountainside and stole it. It's widely known, it's not just me talking about it, but that little Celtic kind of sounding lick is so cool. And I was trying to put in that extra note. So what I'm doing is I'm playing the lowest string, then I'm playing the 4-3-2 strings, and I'm doing this quick hammer pull off on the 1st string of the 4th string. And then this note, the 3rd fret of the A string or the 5th string, you don't pluck it with your right hand at all. It has to just be hammered by itself, like that. And then you play that. Just watch carefully instead of me saying the notes over and over again. So that'll get you through the first phrase, and the only thing left was the ending. And to talk about that ending rhythm, it's very similar to, but the timing is a little different, like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That's the basic vamp of that first little turnaround piece that we have, but now it's like 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and not quite counting it right. It's difficult to count and play at the same time, but you can feel the difference. The original one goes, and this new ending part goes. So, hope you enjoy this song. I'm just such a huge fan of Bert Jansch. I bought every album he has all through the 60s, and then he joined this band called Pentangle. Worth checking out every album that they have as well. For a while I used to say it was my favorite band, along with Gentle Giant. Of course, can't forget Beatles and Stevie Wonder, but Pentangle and this gentleman named Bert Jansch is just one of my favorite finger pickers. The music is so fun to listen to. Put it on a Saturday afternoon, go for a drive, and just listen to it all day. You'll be in heaven. Kind of reminds me of maybe some Lord of the Rings type of music or something, with just fantastic acoustic guitar. In fact, it was a funny quick story. The most starstruck I've ever been in my life is I one time saw Bert Jansch at the Berkeley Performance Center, and I went up to him after and said, "Bert, there's this one song you have. I've always wanted to ask you about the lyrics." And he said, "Oh yeah, what do you want to know about it?" Not a very good Scottish accent. And I said, "Oh yeah, it's that song. I don't know." I just fell apart. I was so starstruck to see him. Great musician. Worth checking out his music. teaches you a little about some finger picking that's different than the typical American Travis picking style. So, hope you enjoyed this song. Give it a listen a bunch of times and listen to some other songs by him. I hope you enjoy them. And contact us if you're having some troubles learning this song, and we'll try to help you out the best we can, and hope you enjoy music every day.